The part of mayor that's being, to me, that's, I think, the most energizing is, and it's the most frustrating, but it's also the most fulfilling, is that you really can make a difference in people's lives. I mean, I think the thing you've got to love about Washington, D.C. is the kind of river of history flowing through Washington. It's an amazing city because it's got all these layers.
When Tony Williams came into the city government, he was the person of the times. The city lost businesses, it lost residents. We were all very, very anxious to make sure that our budget was going to be overseen by somebody who was going to take that sharp pencil and keep us in the lines.
Tony had this vision that he was going to get 100,000 people back into the district. He set a big, bold vision in a very quiet and thoughtful way.
I came to really admire the quiet and sturdy hand that he provided to the city, and the way in which his steady hand encouraged others to reinvest in the city, encouraged others to see hope in the future of the city.
The ballpark where we are today is testament to Tony's tenacity and the ability to do hard things and to stick at them. This ballpark was passed on a 7-6 vote. It wasn't exactly a landslide. And Tony went around the city, community group to community group, telling them why he thought this was important. And it wasn't so much about baseball. Tony understood that a baseball team was a psychological lift to a city.
I thought I would have an impact. Nothing near the impact that has happened. But when I came to DC, I definitely felt that we were in a place where the right kind of nudge, the right kind of interventions could clearly make a difference.
I remember the first time when I was chair of the Federal City Council and Tony became our leader. A bus driver stopped and said, "Mr. Mayor, so nice to see you." Taxi drivers would stop. "Keep going, do a great job for us." He is beloved in this city. And it was then that I understood really the humanity of the person and how deeply he touched people.
When he left the mayorship, he could have done anything. And yet he made a choice, I think consistent with who he is, to continue to serve. And he's the real model for any of us for what civic spirit can be at its best.
The Federal City Council is a nonprofit, and it's calling on the for-profits to be part of the solution to the housing problem in the District of Columbia.
This initiative is to thread that needle of how do you make affordable housing an attractive investment.
The work that's been launched at the Federal City Council dovetails so neatly with work we do at the Community Foundation. Both of us, both organizations, I think, committed to bringing together diverse stakeholders to make a difference in the community.
Tony would always tell us, government can't do it all, but we can lead the private sector of the philanthropic center to get it all done. And he believed that civil society was a lot more than just him as mayor, us as his staff, and the other elected leaders. It was community-based organizations, foundations, churches, the faith-based community.
When Anthony Williams speaks, he speaks from deep knowledge and deep conviction and deep moral sense of what must be done in order to improve the lives of this city.
Tony is the perfect person to get this award. He has spent his life in civic engagement.
I mean, a lot of times you're tired. It's like the 800th complaint you've gotten that day, but if you spend time on it and you work on it, you can make an intercession and you can make a difference.